Nadav, can you hear us? Yes, live there. I see a streamer carrier live. Okay, excellent. Okay, I think.
Yes, just the male is right here on the grass by the road. He's going to have to squeeze past them.
Okay. So, folks, we are live now at Mala Mala Game Reserve. Welcome to this afternoon's game drive. I'm with Mike Kirkman. He's going to be viewing your comments, and Yaku is going to be driving us today.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure. That's good. Okay. We are currently sitting with one of the Gari males. You can't see him right now. He's in the grass just ahead there. There he goes. He's lifting his paws for us. There is another Gari male who is in the river. I'm just going to focus on them a bit and zoom in a bit. With one of the Kambula lionesses in the distance there. They are walking this way. We'll wait until they arrive, and then we will follow the rest of the Kambula pride, who are just over to our right. We're not exactly sure. We can hear them coughing. We saw them walking up that way towards the east. We're just going to let these lions appear in front of us, and then we'll keep up with the rest of them. Okay, so in front of us, and then we'll keep up with the rest of them. Okay. Can put the volume off that, sir. Okay, there's one of the Gari males and one of the Kambula lionesses. His foot up in the air, and there's a young Yaku's pointing at a, there we go, you can see just over the grass there's another one of the youngest from the hills.
Okay, so we've got some people from the Dominican Republic, India, Amazonas, and Brazil.
Oh wow!
It's quite a. It's like the United Nations logging in here.
That's good. Welcome everyone. Welcome to our live stream here at Mala Mala. We are busy. We have some lions in shot here. There are many lions in this area, and hopefully we can show all of them to you at some point. We are just stationary right now with one of the Gari males in the long grass. You can see he's just lifted his head. And
his brother and one of the lionesses is on their way as well.
So Mike has just been saying that his brother and another one of the Kambula lionesses is walking this way. That's why he's got his head up. He is looking in their direction, and here they come. If you look to the left of screen, they'll enter the frame shortly. Okay, looks like they've just lying down just out of frame there. Okay.
And John Buzz is from Hoedspruit. Welcome. The local boy who's very bored in his house right now.
So Janti used to be a ranger here, eh?
Yeah. Okay. He's making videos of his cat at the moment.
Welcome, Janti. What road are we on here? Brendan Cole got it right yesterday. Let's see if you can guess which road we're on here.
Someone asking about the temperature at the moment. I'm not entirely sure, but it's in the high 20-ish Celsius, maybe 27, 28 Celsius. But it is going to cool down pretty quickly later on this evening.
Tail flick.
So,
And if you want to maybe try go by that leadwood there, we can look back and get the other two if the sun's not going to be a problem.
yeah,
Around all these shrubs.
here we go. So folks, here come the other two lions. They're just walking into frame now. And I don't know if you can hear in the background, there's some impalas. Okay, so the impala is snorting at the rest of the pride of lions, which is to the right of screen.
So there's just a couple of folks asking for an update on those leopards from yesterday. Pete did go and have a look for them this morning. He just found the one female, the Three Rivers female. There's no sign of the island female. But yeah, I think she was just finishing off the scraps of a kill, if I remember right. He did get a bit distracted because we were watching some wild dogs hunting at the same time, and then we found all of these lions too. So it was a bit busy going on to cover with just the two vehicles that were out.
Yeah, so what Mike is talking about there is the sightings from this morning. And you can go onto our YouTube channel and see for yourself what the Three Rivers female was doing this morning. I think the video will be posted a bit later. Should we go and see what these impalas are alarming at?
Shall we go?
Yeah, I think so. So Yaku's just going to sneak past this male here, or whichever route he decides to take, but we're going to try and catch up with the rest of the pride. There are a lot of impalas alarm calling, and we can only assume that it's the rest of the pride because they did walk off in that direction. So I think maybe let's go and have a look, see if we can find them.
John T is asking, are we close to the confluence of the Machaperi and the Sand? The answer is sort of.
So John T, right now if you look behind the Gari Mill, you'll see a riverbed. And I'm just going to give you another clue, pointing back like that. Might be a bit easier. Roadblock. Looks like murder. Just one line lying flat out like that, the other one standing over.
Hi Tim.
Tim, TVV.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So yeah, for those of you just joining us, this is the Kambula Pride and the Gari males. They have been lying here in the Sand River, in the Machaperi River the whole day. They this male and female in front of us were mating, and the brother that's behind us, he was also trying to mate with one of the other females. He was not having too much luck, or she wasn't too receptive to the idea. But the rest of them have kind of walked off on your screens to the right. It'll be interesting to see if they're actually going to hunt now or not. We can hear a lot of impala alarm calling in that direction.
Might be worthwhile going to go have a look there, huh? Okay, so we're just going to go and have a look. See, he's quite protective over that lioness. Whenever she moves, he kind of walks with her and keeps on looking back at the other Gari male. And when they're walking up the road, he made sure that his body was in between that lioness and the other Gari males.
Play with them or try? There's a big trench in the grass here.
Yeah. I think let's get into the open then and we'll carry on.
Yeah.
So just planning our route here. As you can see, the grass is very long towards, and do drive off-road.
Can handle more cubs. We'll have to see, because there really are a whole horde of them. There's just, I can't even remember now how many cubs there are off the top of my head. I want to say 12 of them.
There's 14.
14 of them. Yeah, they're battling to feed them. They do have.
So Yaku's got a plan. And yeah, I think he's going to try and take us to the majority of the lions.
The question here, do the male lions ever really hunt? And the answer is yes. One of my first sightings with these male lions was when they were busy killing a buffalo right in front of Mala Mala main camp. So yes, indeed they do hunt all the time. At the moment though, when they're with these lionesses, it's just easier to take from the lioness. But usually to hunt, they'll hunt if they're hungry, really.
Okay, just squeezing through here. Okay, got it.
Thanks. Alright.
Get back. So you're just going to have a quick look around here. The lions.
There they are in front.
There we go. Mike's just spotted them.
Sort of just
Yeah, and they're walking just in front of us in this open field here. And it's fine, I think. Stay. So Tim, we asked Jonty earlier. Brendan Cole was watching yesterday, and Brendan managed to guess exactly where. We've asked Jonty already.
Jacques was wildly wrong.
The shark was wildly wrong.
Is eastern side Machipere. You're getting warmer. There's some elephants in front of the lions there.
Yeah.
Maybe if you can loop around on the road.
Okay, so here's one lion. We're just going to drive past quickly. One of the younger males.
Yeah, folks, so the lions are walking towards some elephants. And there's impala in front of them.
Okay.
And I think those are the impala that were snorting at the lions. Oh. There's some action happening up ahead here. got the lion, some snorting impala,
That's good.
and a big elephant.
Okay, so there's the elephant on screen. There's a number of lions just up ahead there at the junction of those two roads. So I'm just going to pan to the right again so you can see the elephant. And here come the rest of the lions. They're going to walk through the screen now, or through the frame at least. So I'm just going to zoom out a bit so you can see all of them. And you can see the youngest cub is about to get into the frame, and actually not just yet. They are quite wary of this lion, of this elephant. And if you can hear in the background there are a lot of squirrels that are alarm calling at these lions.
Yeah, so someone is asking, is it really live? And yes, I'm sorry for pronouncing your name wrong, Emirihan Uzunula.
It's a good effort, Mike.
It is live. There's just a little bit of lag between when this image is transmitted and then it's coming up on YouTube. I want to say maybe 5-10 seconds lag.
So that is one of the youngest cubs there, bottom left of screen.
Another elephant.
There's another elephant in the background there. I'm just going to pan to the right so you can see these other lions here. The one is right here next to us.
So Jinlin is asking where Mala Mala Game Reserve is located. So we are right next to the Kruger National Park, just to the west of the park. If you look at a map of the Kruger Park, you'll see it's shaped kind of like a backwards L. We're in the corner of that L. And that elephant is not too thrilled with the lions walking right by there.
It's a wonderful thing to hear your name from Africa. Did Mike actually pronounce that?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to say thanks, Emery Han, and hope that we got that right.
okay. If you'd like to, maybe try and spell it for us phonetically. Okay, I'm just going to go over this side so you can see one of the Gari males who's just walking behind us here. So there's a spot on me.
So Gareth, you're getting a few comments about the gender of that elephant. There's a few of the guys that are not so sure. Could maybe help them out.
My guess would be that it's a male. And it's not because of that tail swinging in the back there. That's my guess that it's a male. Gary Hill
Gary
coming
Hill,
up to
John
White Clock
Short,
Road.
Jacques, still wildly incorrect.
Oh, these comments are coming quickly now.
All right, so for those of you just joining us, this is the Kambula Pride. We're here on Mala Mala Game Reserve. They're kind of just woken up. Next to the vehicle is all the cubs, and they're watching the adults disappeared into this thicket in front of us. And there were some impala alarm calling in there, presumably at the lions. And the male lions that are around with the pride at the moment is the Gari males, or are the Gari males. There's two of them here, one of which is trying to mate with one of the lionesses. And a few people commenting on the squirrel going crazy behind us. I think having all these big cats around him is his worst nightmare coming true.
Okay, so one of the questions is how close are we to this lion? This is the back end of the vehicle here. They're very relaxed around the vehicles.
Right, so the comments are rolling through pretty quickly again. It's struggling to keep up. One of the questions was how many lions there are. So there's 2 males, 6 lionesses, and 14 cubs here. They're not always together, but it is quite nice today to see the whole gang in one place. And a couple of questions about how close they are and do they ever attack the car. My standard response is our insurance company wouldn't let us do it if it was that dangerous. So yes, they do come pretty close, but they're quite used to us. All these cubs you're seeing here grew up with us around. We're quite strict with how we interact with them when they're very small. And that way they learn from their parents and pass it on to their cubs in turn that we're nothing to worry about. We're not stealing their food or their mates or their territories. So we're not really any competition, and we're not feeding them or harming them in any way. So they just don't care about us. To all the ex-Mala Mala rangers that are wondering where on earth we are, so we're on the Mala Mala Flockfield boundary junction, eastern side Machaperi. John T. Bozis has been consistently the most correct. Jaunty Moses, boom. Jaunty, the most eloquent of the rangers.
Okay, folks, so if you are wondering if you've just joined us, welcome to Mala Mala Game Reserve. We are currently sitting with the Kambula Pride and the two Gari males who have pushed off. But today we have Mike Kirkman, Mike, and Yaku. So if you hear the narrating in the background, Mike is keeping an eye on all the comments there. And if you have been to our YouTube channel and watched our Rangers in Isolation series, you would have recognized Mike's voice very often in the background, interviewing a lot of these rangers. So we are coming at you live now. We are quite limited as to where we can bring you live transmissions because the cellular signal we have here does not cover much of the reserve. So we are limited to sightings wherever we can get cell phone signal. So a lot of the stuff that we can't bring you on a live feed, and there's a lot going on here, so we can't bring you everything on live feed. We do record, and we've made a series called Rangers in Isolation, which you can go and check out on our YouTube channel. And I just want to say hi to Nadav, again, who's helped us through this process of live streaming. And he's been very helpful all along the way in getting this to all of you viewers there. Ah, there we go, Nadav, on it again. Thank you.
So there's someone asking, have you heard it said that lions and other cats see the vehicle as one big object? I've heard that myself a few times. I struggle to believe it because I'm pretty sure the lions are aware that that's a squirrel going nuts in the tree behind us, and the squirrel is not part of the tree. I think they just know that squirrel can't do anything about it, them, or it's got no impact on their lives, and I think they have the same attitude to us. They see us in the vehicle, know that we have no impact on their lives, so also don't care.
You make it easier.
Someone asking what is the range of this area. So Mala Mala is about 150 square kilometers, about 25 kilometers north to south, and then depending where you are, between 5 and 8 kilometers wide. So we're one of the biggest private game reserves. We're certainly the biggest in this area, which is one of the reasons we've able to see so much wildlife here. Unfortunately for you guys watching on YouTube, we also, not all of that area is covered by cell phone signal, so we can only show you a fairly small portion of the reserve, maybe about 10%, where we've got good enough signal for live streaming.
Oops.
And Barbara Russell asking what is the age range of the cubs. So the oldest ones are about 1 year and 10 months, and then they go down to the youngest being about 10 months old now.
So folks, these lions are busy walking east. And at some point we're going to try and follow them. When that point comes, we might end up driving out of cellular range. If that is the case, our apologies, and there's not much we can do about that. But we'll keep on going until that point comes.
So Sayed is asking where are the lions going. We're actually not entirely sure. I'm pretty confident though that they're on their way to try and hunt. There were some impala up ahead of them when we first got here. The impala had seen them, but I've got no doubt that they're after some more.
Is it live? Yes, it is. That's how it sounds right now in New York, and also hear birds chirping. Isn't that a pleasure?
There's someone asking, can we do the Go Asian Lions live, please? It's a bit of a long drive, but if you're happy to sponsor me, I will certainly head that way once all this nonsense with Corona is over.
Any giraffe in Mala Mala? There certainly are. In fact, just a couple of days ago, we watched not this pride, but the breakaway Torchwood Pride, also on one of these live streams on later sightings. They were hunting giraffes closer to camp.
Alright folks, I think we're going to get going now and see if we can stay with the lions. Also, we're going to leave the squirrel to calm down a little, hopefully.
Someone's just asked a question, where are the Birminghams? We know them as the Gari males, and we'll talk a bit about how we name our predators and our cats in a little bit, but the one is directly in front of us here, right next to this bush.
I haven't seen them for quite some time, but hopefully if we do, we'll be able to show you them, but we will definitely struggle with signal in the area that they get seen. So the Dutch angel dragon is asking if lions avoid giraffe because of their kicks. So lions do try and eat giraffe, but they definitely avoid those kicks. But if they can get it right and catch a giraffe, that's a pretty substantial meal. And a big pride like this, where there's 22 of them, definitely need something the size of a giraffe if they want to all have a good feed. And just to go back to the squirrel, so we just call this a plain old tree squirrel here. There's red squirrels in Zululand, some grey squirrels around Cape Town, but here these are tree squirrels. Barbara Russell asking, do we keep individual names for the Gari males? And the answer to that is no. Our philosophy is that these are wild animals, so while we name them something like the Gari males just to keep tabs on them, it's a property that they were originally from, we try not to give them pet names because they certainly are not pets. Even though they're happy with us in the vehicles, they will eat you if you get out. Unlike Mittens the cat. Someone asking, Willem is asking, why didn't they attack the elephant with such a big group of lions? So in some parts of Africa they certainly do attack the elephants. The lions here have never quite learned that trick. The top end for them here is giraffe, and then when they're buffalo around, that's one of their favorites. So this pride, the Kambula pride, at the moment is mainly, well, their last meal was wildebeest, and then mainly impala, because here there are hordes of impala, so they are able to actually catch an impala almost every day, and then they do every now and then catch a giraffe.
And then just a little bit extra on the naming. So we name our animals according to areas on the property where they first establish their territories. So these are the territorial animals we're talking about, like lions and leopards. And once an animal first establishes a territory, we might name one of those, or that animal, after a feature near the center of its territory. And we do know that some of these animals are named differently elsewhere, but we have an incredibly long history of capturing data on these animals. And after every single game drive, we keep a record of where these animals are found. You know, there has been chat of guys trying to change the road names because some of them are very difficult to pronounce.
Like Northern Side Moana Nonanchemeni.
Yeah. Yaka, why'd you say that quickly?
Northern side, Nona Chemeni.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm not going to attempt. But it makes sense to keep the continuity going through our records. You know, if we also naming them after a certain area, if they do shift their territory, at least we know how they are moving about the property. So although we do name our cats differently to other reserves, it's got to do with our long history of data capture.
So people having a chuckle at Northern Side Moana Nonanchemen. It's a real place. It's got lots of animals in it.
Yeah. Some people avoid driving there altogether, just so they don't have to say the name on the radio.
So there's a question, any plans of doing another Mala Mala March? That's referring to a while back we had some of our guys walk the entire boundary of Mala Mala. I forget the total length, but it's probably in the region of 70, 80 kilometers. It's certainly something I'm going to recommend some of the younger, fitter guys do. And we'll maybe even make a YouTube video of that for our Rangers in Isolation series. We'll probably do it on a day where we know where at least 50% of all of our lions are.
Okay, so what does the dove say there? Mativu Klungu is probably the hardest road in Kruger to pronounce. I agree, I can barely read that.
Excellent spelling there, Jonty. But it's with an M. So ZLHZ asking, can Asian lions survive in Mala Mala? So they'd certainly be able to hunt our animals, but I doubt that the lions that are resident here would be too thrilled to have some foreign lions come into the area. There's quite a number of different prides here. But even if you were to get it right, those lions would be quite susceptible to any diseases that are indigenous here, and they probably also wouldn't know how to deal with other predators like hyenas. The hyenas are quite a problem for the cats here. It's stealing their meals and so on, so those lions would have to learn pretty quick how to cope.
What are the ages of the two male lions? The one is 9 years and 3 months old, and the other is 8 years and 3 months old.
And welcome back, Alan Tours, to Mala Mala. He worked here from 1984 to 1988. So just after I was born. When were you born, Gary?
I was born the year before,
Yaku?
95.
1988, your father's birthday? So Solar Sailor asking, ever seen crocs preying on lions? So no, I haven't. But I do know it has happened here. One of the other male lion coalitions, if I remember correctly, perhaps the split rock males, one of them was caught by quite a big crocodile in the Sand River. So yes, it can happen. I don't know, maybe some of the ex-rangers that are on here can actually fill you in, perhaps.
Hey,
Gary Hill.
Chris Hall, who let GVR back? Don't know who GVR is.
And thank you, Safari Lover, for us being your new favorite site. We're going to hopefully keep it up. Chris Souza saying the roller coaster males. Maybe it actually was the roller coaster males. That seems to ring more of a bell.
And Derek Oxley, any update on the leopards from last night? We did. Pete went out this morning and he did find the Three Rivers female. And we have put a short clip together of that sighting, which you can find on our YouTube channel. I don't know if it's up there yet. It'll be up there probably in the next few hours if it is not. But yeah, she was found this morning.
There's someone asking what's making the background noise. It's some baboons shouting down by the river. There's a troop that sleeps in these trees opposite us every night at West Street. So I'm guessing it's just them announcing territory and so on before bed. There was a question earlier, do the cubs recognize their mothers? So it's actually hard to say. Mothers normally stay with the pride that they're born into. But if the pride were to split, like this Kambula pride split away from another bigger pride we knew as the Marthley pride, or the Marthley breakaway pride, and they stayed apart for quite some time and became territorial and resident in their own areas. And then when they happened to bump into one another, they actually killed one of the lionesses from their natal pride, the Marthley breakaway pride. Whether they recognized her as a mother or not didn't really matter to them. They just saw it as another pride of lions, competition for territory and resources. So it's hard to say if they did know it was their own pride or not. I'm pretty sure they would certainly recognize them, but it didn't matter to them.
So I don't know if you saw that bird fly through the frame there, but it certainly gave that Gary male a fright there.
So folks, I think we're going to try and catch up with the rest of the pride. They went into some fairly thick bush, so it's going to maybe take a bit of time to relocate them, but we'll do our best.
And if we do lose signal, obviously we're going to cut out. So we are just going to go and see how it works out. But thank you for joining us. If we don't get back to you, hopefully we do get back to you, and hopefully we don't run out of signal too soon.
Michael Tilley asking if Shaw's Gate will let him back in. They have standing orders never to let you back in, Tilley. ZLH said, asking will we continue to do live. We're certainly going to try. this is, I think, our fourth perhaps live broadcast that we're doing. Quite limited by what technology we had when the world closed down around us. But it is something we're going to hopefully get into, maybe get some better equipment as well, so that we can do these live feeds a bit more reliably as well.
Okay, for all those rangers out there, we're approaching White Cloth open area. Yaku's just... So I'm just gonna give us a shot of the view behind us, and this is a very popular drink stop for a lot of rangers. I'm sure many of the rangers watching have had some good laughs in this open field here with their guests. Yeah, so we're just gonna show a bit of the landscape here. It's been a beautiful day here at Mala Mala. It's been quite hot, and it's nice that it is now starting to cool down. So here's White Cloth open area.
So a couple of folks asking, are we trying to do a daily live stream? And yes, we will. Obviously it depends on where these animals are. If they're somewhere where we've got cell signal, unfortunately we have to operate on the animals' schedule, so we struggle to get it across to them that they need to be ready at 5 o'clock sharp to entertain the world. But it is something that we're really going to try and do as much as possible. If you can't though, or we've skipped a day, Nadav on Kruger National Sightings has got plenty of videos there, as well as Mala Mala's own YouTube channel. You're welcome to look at both, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
I believe if you subscribe you get notifications. So that might help with timing. We are trying to alert everybody on our various social media channels as to when we go live. So we've got an Instagram page at Mala Mala Game Reserve. If you want to find out more about the animals that we see here, which leopards we get here, which lions we get here, the ages of all of these leopards and lions, please feel free to go to our website at www.malamala.com, and you will find monthly game reports. So I spoke a little bit about all the data that we capture, and a lot of that data has been used in a book that was written recently called Shaping Kruger, which is a brilliant book if you like this area or know this area or want to learn more about this area. It's about the history of the Kruger National Park, and they got a lot of their data from Mala Mala. So Mala Mala is mentioned quite often in that book. But if you want to find out more about these animals, I would recommend that book, or I'd recommend our website, our monthly game reports. So we've got some impalas alarm calling here. It means that the lions are probably quite close by. There they are, Yaku. You go through there. Follow your nose behind that fallen over stump there, about 100 meters in the distance.
Alright, so Pascal is just asking, are the Birmingham boils boys called the Gari male. So yes, here in Malamala we call them the Gari males, and we also see the Avoca males on Malamala, but there's actually two groups of Avoca males. So we're referring to them as the northern and southern Avoca males. So the northern ones obviously in the north, and the southern in the south of Malamala. We just found the lions up ahead again now.
So Yaku is going to get us into a good position here. It looks like they're just walking along a road. I don't know if they are on a road here actually. On Shabalala Road, yeah. So they were a bit wiser than we were.
So Jerome Styra asking what time does a morning drive start, and should we bring our own coffee and rusks?
As long as you bring some coffee and rusk for us, we're running a bit short on that at the moment.
Yeah, it's critical coffee shortage at the moment at Malamala, which is partly why there's a lot more live streams in the evening than in the morning.
Okay.
Alright, here we go.
Okay, so Yaku's lined us up here. And you got the whole pride that's about to walk past us here. Oops.
Chris Souza asking, are there any young male coalitions around?
Okay.
So, no, not at the moment. It's just our resident males, the Avoca males that came in with the last new male lions.
Very impressive to see a large pride of lions on the move like this.
Jerome says, cool, I'll pack some Omars. It's the coffee we're after, Jerome, not the Omars. Alright, so just with these lions that are on the move, it seems they left the one male behind. He was sleeping on the side of the road. But the male that is here, I don't think he wants to leave that female, because he was mating with her earlier today. And he's trying to keep an eye on her. Also, he's not too thrilled when his brother makes eyes at her either.
And if you want to see all that action from this morning, again, head to our YouTube channel. They were filming them this morning. Mike was filming them this morning when they found them. And maybe leave all the way around in front of them, let them walk by.
So Ben McMahon is asking, do all males grow manes? So pretty much yes. Once they get to about 18 months old, you can see quite clearly the mane beginning to develop. But when they get to about 5 or 6 is when that mane is really fully grown and impressive. And it's not
They're heading towards Machpiri.
not always the most impressive mane, but some males have pretty scruffy manes. We're fortunate these two, the Gari males, have got very impressive manes. We had some other males, the Clarendon males, that had beautiful manes. The Avoca males whose manes haven't quite grown in yet because they're still fairly young. But I do believe somewhere in Botswana there was a lioness that also grew a mane, but that's pretty unusual. So he knows, asking, did we get any footage of the savannah when the mist came in? Yes, we did. It actually just got uploaded. I think we were uploading it just before Gareth and I and Yaku left camp. So if you go to Mala Mala's YouTube channel, you'll see that misty morning video.
It was quite incredible. So Peter got some pretty good footage of it.
Brendan Cole saying Bamba in Much Perry open area. Well, let's hope, BC. For those of you that don't speak Ranger, Bamba means catch. So hopefully we watch these lions catch something. Though with this whole herd of lions walking towards them, I'm pretty sure they'll be fairly easy to see for anything but the most inalert impala. JP 1986, you're correct, this is really live. And starlings, we'll see you next year then in that case.
It's amazing.
Jacques Prost asking, are we going to keep filming in the dark? We're not going to film in the dark, but we're going to stay with them as long as the light holds. And someone asking, what is the time now, Rayan? It is 20 to 6. So we actually don't know if these lions are on their way to hunt or if they are just strolling around. I suspect what they're doing is just moving through their territory. If they see something or opportunity to, they will take.
A lot of these lions are lying down now. On the rest,
Oh, I'm losing signal.
It'll be still okay.
I think checking all the comments while I am filming, and we are not sure whether you're getting this signal because Mike's cell phone has lost signal, so your comments are not coming through right now, so we might be driving out of coverage here. Okay, you can keep it there for now. See, I'll follow them. Okay, here we go.
We're back.
The Dove says, yep. Seeing the stream still, excellent. Thanks, the Dove. Okay, here comes the other Gari male.
Alright, so interestingly folks, this is the male lion that was mating with that lioness this morning. So the other brother seems to have taken over those duties for now. And Christine Prescott, yes, we are just filming with our cell phones. Unfortunately, we didn't really get too much notice that the world was going to change so rapidly, so we couldn't get any proper filming gear. We've been stuck, or when I say stuck, we've been privileged to be here for the last, I think for me it's going on to 9 weeks now, maybe 10. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been to the shops to buy some better camera gear than than my cell phone. However, on our YouTube channel there, we're using normal DSLR cameras, which are a lot more professional, a lot crisper images. However, regardless, we limited more by the cell phone signal than by the cell phones themselves. Right, there's a request just to put the line in the middle, because all the tweets are scrolling up on the side.
Right, sorry guys. Sorry.
Thanks for that advice. We actually can't see that ourselves, but yeah, we'll certainly try to keep the lines a bit more centered. We're just trying to get that whole interaction on scene there. I'm sure you can agree it was pretty spectacular. From 10 feet away, it was even more so.
So I'm just going to take a quick view of the sunset right now. Look at that. That is pretty incredible. Yeah, what a sighting. It's very nice for us to bring this to you live. Okay, got to turn around. And there's a moonrise over there. It's nearly full moon, it looks like. Okay, just got to duck here. Mark, do you want to switch roles here for a bit? No.
Do you want to swap seats?
No, it's all good.
Not to lie.
Okay. That's what 22 lions looks like.
Right, so a few of you asking, one seems to be in season. The little debate that they had there, they seem to have settled it between themselves now.
You're just hanging on by, yeah, look at this is beautiful. Eh?
That's good, yeah. Right, folks, we seem to be struggling with the signal a little bit. We're in one of the valleys here. If the lions do move out of it a little bit, we'll be able to get some better signal. But it does seem to be lagging just a little. Fortunately, the lions aren't doing too much right now.
How many lions? Sheila, there's my aunt again. Welcome. Sheila, there are 20 in the Kambula Pride, 6 adult lionesses and 14 cubs, and then the 2 Gowrie males are currently with them. And Jean, my other aunt, sheesh, the family is arriving. Welcome. Mark, is your mum on yet?
I haven't told her.
Okay. How about you, Yaku?
I don't think so.
Any ideas on the... So we've had a couple of questions from, I think it was Susa asking how many male and female cubs. I'm actually not entirely sure. If you go onto our website and check on or click on the wildlife tab, you're able to drop down and get our monthly game reports, and in there'll be a breakdown of the Kambula Pride, as well as all the other prides we see on Mala Mala. We're really fortunate, there's quite a few, but here you could potentially see the Martley Pride, the Kambula Pride, Styx Pride, Ifield Pride, Sand River Pride if you're lucky, Fourways Pride, on all of them, and who's who. I've seen 4 lion prides in the last 3 days, so there's quite a lot of them, and it's quite a big reserve, so there's a lot of ground to cover, lots of lions to see, as well as a whole horde of elephants, buffalo, leopards, and the Cape hunting dogs even. Miss Anamandris, yes, we do see the Nkuhuma Pride. We saw them, I want to say 2 days ago. But yeah, they're certainly around.
Okay, here comes the next guy now. Styx Pride. Yeah, we haven't seen Styx Pride in a while, eh?
So Peter Betts asking, why don't we go down to Charleston? We might, it's just there's definitely no cell phone signal. And it's quite a long drive when you have to dodge all the other lions and leopards and elephants and wild dogs on the way, delaying you. So Mohawk asking, is he rolling in buffalo dung? No, it wasn't buffalo dung, but it was some elephant dung. There's a one reason.
What type of bear?
I think those are the ones you might be hearing. No. That's about it, eh? Shall we continue?
Let's do that.
So Jerome's saying it's getting nearly as crowded with all of Gareth's family joining the chat as there are lions here. That's an entirely accurate and correct statement.
I'm just wondering where Yaku's and Mike's family are.
Right, yeah.
There we go.
Two boys.
So the question is it possible for lions to get overweight? So lions, they have kind of a feast and famine lifestyle. These lions will go from eating half a giraffe one day and then not eat anything again for a week potentially. So they do slim down pretty quick. Also their metabolism is a little bit faster than ours. So I suspect they watch a lot less Netflix while eating popcorn than we do. So they're not really gaining too much weight on the side. Made Ben laugh.
What's that?
So they're not eating popcorn.
Okay.
How's the signal?
No, signal. Actually, it says
Actually,
poor connection, but
it's-
I've got
I think
4G here.
It's getting better.
Yeah.
Might drop down there.
Alright, so Brendan Cole might have called it by saying the lions are headed. Once this last male gets out of the way, we'll be able to follow the rest of the pride.
To that scene. Okay, that's cool.
That's a pretty crazy sighting with all the lions in the... So there's a couple of questions asking about how we're driving in a vehicle without any roof on it, or do they see us as one big animal? The thing is, these animals have just grown up with us. We're very careful in how we behave and interact while they're around, so they don't see us as a threat or as anything good.
Much we have an aerial, be better to view from on top there. No. Okay.
They can't pass.
A couple of you saw that the signal cut out there. As soon as the lions have moved a bit, we're going to try and get past them and more into that open area that they're looking into. Hopefully the signal will come back. It seems it's back now.
Johan Tennyson is leaving now. Thanks for joining us. Robin Hester, private message here. What an epic game drive. Thanks, Robin. We're missing you here. Yeah.
Let's see if we can either reverse, Jacko. Right, folks, we're just going to try and back up so we get better signal.
And then once they're through, then we'll just quickly dart through and hopefully get some more signal on the other side of this river. Okay, that's good. For now. I think we can go. Yeah. I think as you get up the hill, there'll be
A big party up here.
Actually better now.
loop around them in that open area.
So fancy cheetah, yes, we are using our cell phones. We need something to broadcast live with. So XYZ asking if the lions get annoyed when we get close. You can see they're pretty relaxed with us. They haven't let us know they're annoyed by now. Then yeah, I think they're fine. But these lions are quite used to us being around.
There's lions there in a second, and hopefully let them walk by us. It's fine, I'll handle that. So. We're going to see if we can get a walk by all these lions here. Yep, that's it. Okay, this is good.
Balaji is saying, damn, that is close. It is indeed.
I don't know if the screen went off. It's still there.
Going off and running, loving the sightings from my side.
Hey, my sister, again, or don't you miss Mala Mala? Another family member.
Your phone was still screaming.
Yeah.
Alright folks, so a few of you asking some questions, so we're a little bit quiet there while the lions are right next to us. Also just enjoying the sighting ourselves. The impala have indeed spotted the lions behind us. They're all staring over at them. There's no way that 20 lions walking through a big open area like this were going to remain undetected, especially with the cubs not so skilled at hunting, and just peeking over their shoulders, and then the male lions with those huge black manes, you can see them from a mile off. JP 1986 asking that he wants to hug one. Well, you certainly could, but you'd only do it once. And Ben, I'm so glad I can screen record this. Well, Ben, I'm sure if you go onto Kruger National Sightings website or YouTube channel, you'll be able to see some of these live streams, or you'll be able to watch this one again, as well as the leopards from yesterday, and the lions, the Torchwood Pride from the day before, as well as a number of other videos. And then there's also quite a few videos on Mala Mala's YouTube channel that you're also more than welcome to go and have a look at. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Balaji asking, is there a lead lioness in this group? There doesn't seem to be any particularly dominant lioness. They're all more or less equal partners in hunting and raising cubs and defending territory. They all do certainly have their own little personalities, so there might be some that are just that little bit more confident, or even one that's better at hunting zebra than another that's perhaps better at hunting wildebeest. But they play to their strengths. And Bumblebee starting to miss South Africa. Well, I'm sure South Africa misses you too. And hopefully we'll be able to get all you folks that are watching from other countries coming to visit soon. So Corrine Meadows asking, are the male lions around? They are. There's one, it's a little bit further down the road. He's just standing on the edge of the tree, so it's hard to see him or make out his mane from the...
It's the one lying in the grass, which is very fuzzy. He looks a bit like a bush there, but I'm going to try and point. No, it's not working. There somewhere. It's focusing on my finger. Okay, I'm going to zoom out again so you can see these lines better.
Yeah.
It's starting to get a bit dark now, folks, so it's a lot darker than what you are currently seeing on your screen. So it is getting quite difficult to film these animals.
And Nana Kenisha, and sadly no one is able to come here right now, but you can certainly, we'll do our best to keep up with these live streams and our videos so that it's as close as most of the world can get at the moment.
Okay, it looks like the male is coming up the road. Hopefully he reaches us before it gets too dark. But I'm going to just get my camera ready here. somewhat stabilized. You can see him walking up the road here.
Hawker asking, do the youngest lions get enough to eat? Not always, sadly. It's a huge squabble when they do get something. Luckily these lions, the last meal they ate was a wildebeest, so quite big, plenty to eat for everyone. But if they were to catch one of these impala behind us, then there's certainly not going to be enough to go around for all of those lions.
I think we're going to have to start wrapping up soon.
Yeah.
Try and get this youngster. It's getting a little bit dark to film now. Alright folks, I think we're going to call it a wrap soon. It's been such a wonderful sighting this. Yaku, thanks for driving us.
That's a great pleasure.
Okay.
Enjoyed
And Mike, who's been answering all your questions so diligently.
We'll try to keep up with the feed next time.
Yeah, thanks for asking all those questions, guys. Thanks for getting involved and joining us. It's been a real pleasure to have you and to share this with you. You know, it's such an incredible experience, but to be able to share it with all of you at the same time has been brilliant. So yeah, stay tuned and subscribe to later sightings and to our own YouTube channel, and you'll get notifications when we go live. And Adav, you've been brilliant again. Thank you again for your help. It'll be nice to meet you in person one day as well. I think most of the communicating we've been doing is over this live stream. But yeah, thanks so much again.
Thanks all.
Cheers, guys.
Stay safe.